Yes, yes, yes. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We have a little slight mistake at the beginning of the show. I just messed up my programming. That's all. So sorry for the intro and the little mishaps here to start the show. I just put my programming into my other program and it just had. Long story short, I messed up. All right. Welcome to Monday or Tuesday. But we had Monday night action last night. Welcome to Zone Talk Sports. We are here today to bring you the exclusives in the news and the updates and the predictions, stats, and all the good in the good stuff. But before we do so, ladies and gentlemen, today's show is sponsored by who in the hell told this boy to dress like this? I'm very curious. Yeah, just give me a moment. And I don't know why the picture didn't pop up first. But somebody tell Cam Newton the hey pappy ain't home. I don't know what the hell Cam Newton is out here wearing. It seems like year by year his outfits are getting more crazier. I don't know if Little Nas X Old Town Road got caught up by a jailed chicken wire fence. And then with a little bit of Aunt Jemima splash, he has a cow. What the hell is this? A cowboy hat on with chicken wire going through the hat and Aunt Jemima's long missing bandana or scarf with a tuxedo on. And believe it or not, if y'all may not notice, most NFL players that do this, they don't wear nothing like below when they do the interview. That's why whenever you see the interviews, they show them from chest up because they just get dressed up top. They really don't have like much on down bottom. They may even still have their game pants on. So they would really look ridiculous if the camera scrolled out. You would go, what the hell? But yes, it is that serious. They may even have pajamas on. But I'm looking at Cam Newton looking like somebody's aunt that her man left her so long ago and she's still lonely. We can't have that, Cam. You got to cut this out. My God. But anyways, let's get to the games from last night. And I believe I was right again. Last night we had a matchup between the Houston Texans and the New Orleans Saints, which I said was going to be a tough game, and I was right. I was right. Deshaun Watson was out there gunslinging. They was playing. Houston Texans on offense looked good. Neither team looked great on defense. Neither team. But luckily, by a miracle, which I ain't calling the new Saints miracle of 2019, Will Lutz kicked a 58-yard field goal to end the game, and what a beautiful drive by Drew Brees to come back. What a beautiful drive it was. We had running, we had catching. It was a good Monday night game. Ratings should have been high. I'm sure they were. Michael Thomas did his thing. Kamara did his thing. But at the end of the game, after Deshaun Watson led his team in what most people thought was going to be the game-winning drive, you can't blame this game on Deshaun Watson. You have to blame this was a poor lack of defense. No stops for the most part, especially when it counted. And Deshaun Watson went up there, led his team. That boy Hopkins, DeAndre Hopkins. I know people like calling Julio Jones the best wide receiver in the league, y'all. But I think Julio Jones was 2-3 years ago. I'm sorry to tell y'all this. If y'all were able to pass up and move on my boy Des Bryant at one time, we should be able to move upon the other wide receivers when it comes their time. And I believe DeAndre Hopkins is just a little bit, maybe because he's younger, but I just think he's a little bit more better than Julio. He's not all that better. I just think he is. Um, Michael Thomas, a very good wide receiver for the Saints. He literally catches anything that comes in his direction. Then you had the newcomer Latavius Murray. He scored in his opener as well. Let's get to the stats here while we talk about this game. Let's get to the box score. Drew Brees had 370 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Deshaun Watson had 268, 3 touchdowns, and an interception. He was sacked 6 times. Drew Brees was sacked once. Alvin Kamara had 97 yards for 13 carries. Latavius Murray had 6, 43 and a touchdown. Carlos Hyde had 10, 83. Duke Johnson had 9 carries and 57. Well, Deshaun Watson had a touchdown and 40 yards. Michael Thomas had 123. And speak of the devil that I just spoke on yesterday. Ted Ginn Jr. had 100 yards. Alvin Kamara, 72. On to the Texans side, DeAndre Hopkins had 111 and 2 touchdowns. Will Fuller, the fifth, had 69. And Kenny Stills almost wrote his own story here, which was pretty good to see. Kenny Stills used to play for the New Orleans Saints a few years back. And that's who got what they thought was going to be the game-winning drive on the New Orleans Saints. Deshaun Watson threw the deep ball to Kenny Stills. But good old Drew Brees showed otherwise. He got, I think, if I can recall, I believe there was 42 seconds left when they got the ball back. And they got up to the field and scored a field goal. I could be wrong. You can correct me on this. Now we are going to talk about the other game in which I was correct in this one as well. We're going to talk about the Oakland Raiders and the Denver Broncos. I told y'all what was going to happen, didn't I? Told y'all that black hole was going to be overhyped. They were going to use this hype and all this stuff that's going on and beat Denver, right? They went out there and did that. Now, Oakland, Derek Carr is claiming that this isn't a one-time thing, that they're going to be rolling. But I'm still going to stick to my guns and go, Oakland's about to drop like 7 straight. Yep. I'm going to stick to my guns here and go, Oakland's about this. So don't get too hyped. Now, Oakland proves me otherwise, wins 2. They start 3-0. I may start to go, okay, maybe Derek Carr was right. But you only got 1 win at home with a hyped audience against a okay Denver. Joe Flacco was just, he's not that good, buddy. Joe Flacco's just not that good. Now, let's go into the stats. Joe Flacco had 268, 1 touchdown. Derek Carr had 259 and 1 touchdown. Josh Jacobs, the rookie, he looked good last night. He had 85 yards, 2 touchdowns. Royce Freeman and Phillip Lindsay split carries and pretty much yards as well. Why do I hear audio back there? Give me a sec.
On Tuesdays and Thursdays.
There we go. Couldn't even shut that audio up. Royce Freeman had 56 yards. Phillip Lindsay had 43. No touchdowns on the other side there. Cortland Sutton had 120. No touchdowns. Emmanuel Sanders had 86 yards and a touchdown. That's all really to speak for as far as the Denver offense. Tyrell Williams, former wide receiver of the LA Chargers, had 105 and a touchdown. He had a hell of a game. Darren Waller had 7 receptions and 70 yards. Y'all keep your eyes out for Darren Waller. He had a hell of a game. Cleveland Farrell showed up on defense last night, as well as Benson Mawawa. Benson had 2 sacks. Cleveland had 1 as well, and a pass deflection. Oakland was just more motivated than what Denver was. Denver didn't come out and do anything. They didn't get no pressure on the quarterback. It was not much to speak of here of Denver outside of the, Now, let me see if there's any NFL news for today. NFL news today. Bill Belichick was asked about Antonio Brown. He said the same thing was said about Randy Moss. I'm going to say this. Now, I typically don't question Bill Belichick, but on this one, I have to say to compare Antonio Brown or Randy Moss, no, no. Randy Moss had his way of doing things, but I don't think he was as selfish as AB. Um, Teammates of Randy Moss, whether it be Minnesota, New England, and other places, have never really called Randy Moss a bad guy. His teammates have always uh, uh, been the opposite of what the media is, right? Now with Antonio Brown, his teammates have came out and spoke on him. Now I'll give it the Derek Carr props. Last night, Derek Carr had an interview after the game, and I have to say that was one of the most mature, well energized interviews I've seen, and it showed the levels of maturity of Antonio Brown could have used with Derek Carr being the younger, therefore, and I watched the younger man be so much more mature than the elder, and I thought Antonio Brown could have took some points from what Derek Carr did last night. Props to Derek Carr for that interview last night. Um, so Raiders cornerback Chris Conley, it is Chris Conley, isn't it? I believe his name's Chris Conley. Anyway, the cornerback is released from the hospital last night. He was taken off the field. Oh, it's Gary and Conley. He was taken off on the stretcher in the middle of the game last night, and he's out released from the hospital. No further news outside of that. Any other news? I don't see any other news. Oh, Drew Brees did critique the officiating last night because they did make a few bad missed calls last night. Again, I caught that, and they do need to do a better job on missing some of those calls. Cleveland Browns part ways with former tight end from the Dallas Cowboys, Rico Gathers. Rico Gathers is garbage, bruh. That's why I wasn't worried about it when we cut him. Rico is like 6'6", and he drops too many goddamn catches. It's unnecessary. Bye, Rico. Any other NFL news before we get out of here? I owe you guys a Monday night Raw review because last night was just too hectic with the extra late football. By the time that was done, it was like 2 something. I was like, I'm going to do the Raw review tomorrow. So I'm going to get ready to do a Raw review shortly as well. NFL PA contacts NFL after bear thrown at Titans. Let me read this real quick. Oh, come on. What up, Dirty Leary? And the NFL Players Association said in a tweet on Monday that it has contacted the NFL security after Tennessee Titans cornerback Logan Ryan complained about getting beer sprayed on him by a fan at the First Energy Stadium on Sunday. A fan wearing a Baker Mayfield jersey sprayed Ryan and some of his teammates with beer after they celebrated Malcolm Butler's 6th pick at the wall behind the end zone. Butler's touchdown capped the scoring in the Titans' 43-13 rout of the Browns. Ryan tweeted about the incident Monday, tagged the NFLPA, drawing attention to the Players Union. Here, let me get this up on the screen for you guys. Just give me a sec so you guys can see it for yourself. Up there. Okay, let's move this over here. Let's upsize this bad boy. So there you go. Let's read. Let's look at it. Let's look at it here. Well, oh, it went to goddamn what's the name? Come on. Yeah, he did flick bear at him. That was dirty, yo. Y'all caught that shit? Look at homeboy right there in the left, not the far left, but in the left of the player. Look at him. Watch him flick the bear all fucking sneakily and shit like a piece of shit. You see what we be talking about? The dirt balls of America? Look. Look. They're celebrating a touchdown when he got a chuck fucking beer on him and shit. You see the teammate came over to smack it down. He missed it, but he came over to smack it down. Look, Look, he came over to smack that shit down. See? Wow, boy, I'm telling you. And I agree. When you have stuff like this continue to happen on your fucking stage, um oops, what the hell am I doing here? When you have stuff like this continually happening on your platform because fans don't know how to behave properly, then I do believe that these fans do not deserve to be allowed in these games and venues because regardless if you're cheering for the opposite team, you ain't got to be acting like a goddamn savage, animal, etc., etc. You feel me? Shit is hilarious. Just give me one sec. For some reason, oh, there it is. Okay, one sec. I was wondering why my thing did that. That was weird. Anyways, NFLPA did tweet him back. They said, "Thanks for flagging this with us, Logan. We've gone ahead and contacted league security to address the matter. Please send us a DM if you have any further questions." So you know homeboy won't be allowed back in the stadium. Ryan also addressed the incident Monday in an interview with Sirius X NFL Radio. In this day and age, it's ridiculous, he said in an interview. I understand that we play football. I understand that we are the modern day gladiators. I understand that fans feel like they can yell, say, degrade, whatever. But we're still human beings. And I think in society nowadays, that's with everyone going on and everybody deserving their rights. I think as a player to hop over us, the rail, to have beer splashed on your face, you're not allowed to respond. Fans are allowed to throw beer in your face and yell whatever they want to us, and there's no penalty. Last season, a fan at Gillette Stadium threw beer on Kansas City wide receiver Tariq Hill and was later charged with disorderly conduct. The New Orleans Patriots also banned that fan from the stadium. I remember that last year. These guys get out here, start drinking beer, act like they don't know how to behave. They got no goddamn home training. You know what I mean? Without Mark Mingle. Right. They're going to start putting up nets. And football's the kind of almost the last sport that we have where you kind of celebrate with the team. It's always, again, it's always somebody ruining good things for other people. It's just the way it is. In other football news, Bucks re-signed Adams. Let me see which Adams this is. Tampa Bay signed safety Andrew Adams, who picked off Cam Newton 3 times last year. Let's see what else. Brady meets with AB, says plenty of work ahead. Yeah, we already know. And yeah, I think this is pretty much it. Football news is kind of slow. We got all week to talk about other football stuff. So we're not going to spoil what the rest of the week's shows is going to be and stuff like this. But yeah, I really don't see anything else. There's literally no more football news. It was a hell of a week, though. I enjoyed it. Monday Night Football last night was good. Both games. I mean, the second game wasn't like great as good as the first one, but I think the Oakland the feeling that the black hole gave and just the Raiders' hype was a good game. Watching them guys do their thing. But we're going to get you guys ready for week 2. All week, we're going to be doing our weekly picks, our FanDuel talks, our fantasy talks, all that other good stuff. Hopefully, we start getting you guys, once we get more people in here, to call in with your guys' thoughts, because I like to have conversations with you guys about football as well. We can talk about sports and all that other good shit. Think about it. Basketball's only a month around the corner. We got basketball coming up soon. We will be back today to do a Monday Night Raw podcast, but I have to first go rewatch Raw because I was totally between the games and Raw. I didn't get to get a good look at it like I should to give an honest review, so I'm going to rewatch that and come back with that review. We will also be over on Zone Talks Live here in a moment because the rumor is the rapper Nicki Minaj is retiring. So we may go over there and talk about, did you hear about that? What you think about this? And whatever else we got for the news today, because we are going to keep things booming. So yeah, make sure you guys have definitely made sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you guys have ring the bell, the notifications, because YouTube is acting up for a lot of content creators, and a lot of you guys are not being notified properly when we're going live. So try to do y'all best and ringing the bell and keeping the bell lit. Make sure you hit that share button. Let a friend know we're live over here. Hey, Dirty Larry, you took the words of my thoughts of my. You are. That's where we were gonna go with that. That's what I was thinking too, bro. Um, but yeah, we're gonna roll up out of here as far as football talk for today. You said early prediction. You think the Carolina Panthers beat the Bucks this Thursday? Well, they should. I believe the Bucks suck. I don't see no hope for this Tampa Bay team, bro. They need to blow this shit up in Tampa Bay. Jameis, everything. They just made bad draft picks over the years, and it hasn't panned out. That's an organization problem. But yes, you said to me it's a stunt to leave, come back and pick up sales. Right. We'll go over to Zone Talks Live, and we're gonna talk about the Nicki Minaj situation as well as other stuff. So y'all follow me over to Zone Talks Live. We're gonna be over there here in a moment. Appreciate you guys that came over here to Zone Talk Sports, as we will update you when we get sports to update. If it's dead, then we're dead. No, I'm just playing. No, we'll always find something to talk about. I will. But thank you guys. We'll see y'all later. Peace, love. Zone out. Week 2 is on its way.